Alright, welcome everyone to an FOFCL presentation. My name is Tig Biddies from Team EOE, and today we're going to be looking at a late match that was supposed to be played last week between Whiskey Walkers and SharpShooters, but they decided to postpone it, and we're going to be playing it today. So I'm just going to rejoin the server really quick. So yeah, just give me 1 second. But yeah, so two teams. I'm pretty sure they're top 1 and 2 teams right now for their group, so it should be an interesting one. I'm just gonna hop back in the server. So yeah, today's map's gonna be TP Forest, very close quarters map, and it should be an interesting one because both teams pretty decent in their shotgun game. So I'm interested to see how things turn out. So just going to be joining up here, going to see the teams. It looks like Whiskey Walkers are going to start on Vigilantes, and SharpShooters are going to be on the Despy side first. And an important thing to note is that in the warm-up, it's actually pretty important to get kills, because if you do get 30 gold, you can actually buy a sawed-off in the first round. So that's a pretty big advantage, seeing how normally you only start off with about 25, 26 gold, which can get you, like a Colt Navy, a lot more sustained weapons, but not enough burst like the sawed-off has. So looks like Whiskey Walker is getting a lot of the exchanges here. So look forward to seeing them with sawed-offs. But looks like we're gonna get underway in about 3 seconds. So I'm just gonna run down the teams. So on Vigilantes we got Almost Schnitzel, I think. I can't see the rest of his name. Nikon, Iskander, Sirlong, and Monster Badass. And on SharpShooters, we got Lazop, Deep Freeze, Sneaky Senza, Frag Robber, and Monolith. So I'm going to be on Monolith cam right now. Going to see how they roll out. Looks like they're going to be sending a bunch of them up into balcony here, and they're going to be going right into Steam. We're going to have some action. We got some sawdust coming out from Whiskey Walkers, and we see Sirlong here just camping Cubby. Iskander's going to be taking out Sneaky Senza. Sorry, almost does, but Lazop actually gets a nice kick under Sirlong. He gets taken out by Almost Schnitzel. Almost Schnitzel takes out another one in Deep Freeze, and it looks like it's going to be a 3v1 in favor of Whiskey Walkers, and they're just going to all collapse on Frag Robber there. And that's going to be a quick round for the Vigilante, so good job by Whiskey Walkers, just charging right into the Cubbies and getting good HUD control. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to apologize for me if I'm a bit slow this morning, because for these teams it's about 5 or 6 in the evening, and I kind of just woke up, so it's gonna be a little slow. Gonna be on Monolith here. He's gonna be pulling out the Schofield, and again, Vigilante just walking right into Steamer side, and they get a quick pick on Monolith. Meanwhile, Monster Badass is gonna be holding Cubby with his 2 friends there, and they're just gonna get that cap money. Meanwhile, it's gonna be 2-on-4 in favor of Whiskey Walkers, but they're going to bring that deficit down to 1-on-4, and Monster Badass just kicks the shit out of Frag Robber, and just like that, a quick 2 rounds for Whiskey Walkers. It's going to be a 20-4 advantage for them, and let's just stick on the Whiskey Walkers. Let's see how they roll out. Looks like a couple, oh, we got the dualies. Nice, Almost Schnitzel coming out with the double, oh, I'm blanking on the name of these, double volcanics. So very high fire rate, good sustain in team fights. Gonna see how that rolls out. Nikon gonna be trying to get some damage. He's gonna get a fight here with a Henry rifle. He's looking like he's gonna get the better of it. He misses his shot, and they're still going to battle. Meanwhile, the rest of his team clean up, and Lazop still not being able to connect with these shots. The Henry rifle recently getting nerfed, but I'm not sure if that's a reason. Meanwhile, Frag Robber's AFK. So yeah, 30-10 in favor of Whiskey Walkers. So you can see on the board right now, Almost Schnitzel, yeah, 8 frags, and Frag Robber is AFK, unfortunately. I'm gonna ask if they need a pause. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a free round for Whiskey Walkers as they're already in. So yeah, I'm just going to pause after this round goes by. So it looks like it's going to be a free one for, well, at least in theory it should be, but Lazop gets the first kill, but Monster Badass comes and cleans him up. And the rest of the team, they did buy, so they don't want to go out without a fight, but he's gonna get taken out from the balcony, and that's gonna be a fourth straight round here for Whiskey Walkers. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this really fast. So yeah, we're gonna get a quick pause coming out here, and okay, so Frag Robber's back. Looks like they're gonna be a 5-on-5. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a unpause. Hope the boys are ready, and we should be back into a 5-on-5. So Frag Robber picking a pretty untimely spot, but even though he was AFK, he did mention to pick up a he did happen to pick up a kill in previous rounds, whereas Deep Freeze still not on the board, but almost Schnitzel just carrying his team here with 10 kills. Iskander getting right up into the action. He's gonna get taken out by Monolith with a nice Navy kill onto him. Meanwhile, Lazop exchanging kills with Whiskey Walkers, but Whiskey Walkers still getting the better of the advantage here. 3-2 in favor of them, and they're just gonna be on the cap. Monster Badass watching the balk, making sure they don't get in and interrupt the capture. But Nikon gonna be checking the backside here. He does hear them. He doesn't know where exactly they're coming from though. And yeah, Deep Freeze gonna be walking in, gets a nice headshot on a Monster Badass, takes off his head, and it's gonna be a 2-on-2. It's gonna be a little difficult though, as Deep Freeze just showed to kind of go in there and infiltrate, because you get one shot with the Smith, and then if you miss, it's gonna be a 1-on-1 here. But oh, almost takes out Lazop. And what is that, 4 or 5 straight rounds there for Whiskey Walkers? So that's a pretty solid 50-21 advantage in favor of Almost Schnitzel with 14 frags. That's ridiculous compared to Lazop, who's doing pretty reasonably, to be honest. He's got 6 kills, and yeah, doing pretty good for his team. So we're gonna stick on the Sneaky Senza cam, because he's got the brass knuckle sawed-off combo. And finally, Sharpshooters just getting into hut, which is what they need to do. They need to defend the push into the capture point, and boom, 4 and out for them right now. The last guy's gonna be Nikon, and he's gonna try and get some picks, but they're gonna soon realize where he is, and I think they already did. Yep, they saw him, but they're not even gonna go out. They're just gonna wait for him to just waste his time, hopefully not give them any notoriety here. But he's gonna get rushed down right now, and he gets a shot. It didn't really look like he hit him, but apparently he did, so good job for Nikon. And he's gonna try and jump on the roof, but that's not gonna work out for him. Meanwhile, the rest of Sharpshooters not gonna take any risks, not gonna lose any more guys to give them more points, which is a smart move. And Nikon's just gonna play him with himself in the woods, and he's gonna maybe pick off somebody. He misses the shot on the roof, but not gonna be enough. Desperados finally takes a round, first round of the game for Dustbees. So good for them, finally bringing back the deficit with 9 minutes left in the game. Definitely still possible to come back. So definitely not out of the game just yet are Sharpshooters. I'm going to stick with someone I haven't been on yet. So let's stick on Monolith. Monolith is going to be maybe running up to Balk, and he's going to go double Volcanics again. They're just going to defend Hubby. Meanwhile, Monster Badass takes out Deep Freeze. And Iskander gets taken out from the balcony, but Almost is trying to back him up. He's not going to help out there. Sneaky send down. The rest of his guys are in Cubby, sorry, not Hubby. Nikon taking out Monolith, and Lazop here going to be confronting Nikon. He gets a nice Peacemaker kill, and he's going to get a second one onto Sir Long, and he's going to get the round for his team. 39-52, still in favor of Whiskey Walkers, but that's 2 straight rounds for Sharpshooters. So good for them. Coming back into this game. And yeah, I'm just looking at chat right now. Cash isn't available. He's probably still sleeping, dreaming about FOF. Monster Badass here, gonna be looking like a double sawed-off combination. Gonna be trying to get into Cubby, but the Sharpshooters are gonna try and defend this really hard. And meanwhile, Monolith is gonna go behind the front lines, and he's gonna get a nice kill onto Almost Schnitzel, and he's gonna go for another one. And the sustained damage of those double walkers allows him to pick up the dropped pump, and he's probably more than likely going to pick up the last kill. But no, Sneaky Senza decides he's going to do it, and he picks off Monsieur. And just like that, look at the deficit. At one point it was 50-20. All of a sudden, the comeback is real. BM from Frag Robber there, but that's okay. Yeah, that was a really good, solid 2-3 rounds there for Sharpshooters, just bringing back the game for them, because they realized all they need to do is defend Cubby. You just get in and defend the capture point. That's the name of the game. And Iskander and Whiskey Walkers, they're opting for a different approach. They're gonna try and go for the picks. They're not gonna connect on their first few shots, so they're gonna soon realize they have to go in eventually. But I already saw 2 Smiths for Whiskey Walkers, so they don't really have the makeup to go in and rush the point. But Almost Schnitzel gets a nice kill in the deep freeze, so they got the pick. But they trade with Laz up there, and he's gonna be walking into Cubby. The recently 15 attack speed reduction on the Henry gonna be doing some work there as Monster Badass takes out Frag Robber, and Schnitzel with the help of Sir Long takes out Sneaky Senza, and Whiskey Walkers further their lead 64 to 50. So this is still the first half. The second half will be played after this, obviously, so this is the first half right now. Whiskey Walker started on Vigilantes and Sharpshooters started on Despy. So here we go. We're going to go Sneaky Senza here. 2 guys are going to be on big. They're going to try and get some, trying to see if they can get some picks, but he gets spotted out by 2 of the Whiskey Walkers members. And this isn't really a good idea. The Peacemaker doesn't have a pretty, it doesn't have good accuracy at longer range, and Almost Schnitzel takes out Laz up there. Meanwhile, whoa, camera just went crazy, but there was some very frequent exchanges there. Meanwhile, Frag Robber going to be using the pump to its extent there, trying to get some medium range damage. He sees somebody on Belk. He's going to go for the damage. It's not going to be enough as Monsieur gets the nice Henry shots on him. And the rest of the team are just going to converge and gang rape Monolith, and just like that, 74 to 51. And Iskander with that BM. You can tell these 2 teams, honestly, fairly even matched. Although, to be fair, this map is pretty heavily Despy-sided, in my opinion. So the fact that Whiskey Walkers are winning right now shows that they have a little bit of the advantage right now when it comes to their shots they seem to be hitting. Monolith getting a little bit of damage, Frag Robber getting chipped a bit, but he's going to be running into one of the guys, which is Sir Long, and he takes out Frag Robber. Meanwhile, Sneaky Senza going to help his buddy, but he gets actually kicked by Iskander there. Deep freeze, gonna be seeing somebody, gonna go to battle with Almost Schnitzel, and he takes him out. And just like that's gonna be a 3-on-3. Lazov with the Peacemaker, gonna look for those Wandigs. He's not gonna connect on his first shot. Man, I can't speak this morning. But Monster Badass takes him out. And there's actually one guy from Sharpshooters. He's actually outside, and he's going to go for a one-on-one here with Nikon, but he's not going to connect, so it's going to be a one-on-one here. Smith against Peacemaker, 42 health against a topped-off Nikon, but he's got 2 seconds. Can he get the headshot? Oh, he cannot connect, and just like that, 79 to 59 in favor of the Viggies. And Despys, even though they won that round, didn't really get a big point advantage, so not really the biggest deal for them. Yeah, so here we go. It looks like Sharpshooters are starting to understand what they need to do, so they're getting into Cubby, and a very aggressive buy here from Sneaky Senza with the Peacemaker Colt Navy. They're actually, I don't like the Sharpshooters are going out trying to confront Whiskey Walkers, and that's a terrible decision when all you need to do is defend. And just like that, it's going to be a 4v2, now a 3v2 in favor of Whiskey Walkers, and now a 2v2. Good job from Frag Robber, just taking out those Whiskey Walker guys who initially had really good positioning, but they just blew it. And that's unfortunate for Whiskey Walkers, but very fortunate for Sharpshooters as they retain their defensive posture here. Nikon knows someone's in the Cubby. He sees one on the left. His buddy almost is going to be in there. Steamer side, gonna try and lure them out, but they got 5 seconds. They need to act quickly. They need to get those shots onto them. They're waiting, they're too slow, and they're just not gonna get it. So Whiskey Walkers, a little bit hesitant there, even though they did get pretty expensive buys with the Henry. Not able to capitalize on it, but they're gonna be able to buy Henrys again. I'm pretty sure they have enough money. They got a good point lead, so they're gonna be trying to get into Cubbies, hopefully, and contest them, because all the Despys are doing are going right in. And Almost is going to see that. He's going to back out immediately. And Sneaky Senza is going to be watching his buddy from Balk, but he's going to take out Sir Long as deep freeze, and he's going to keep going with the sustained pressure of the double volcanics. And that's crazy from deep freeze as Sneaky Senza takes out Almost with his Wandig. It's going to be 2 guys left for Whiskey Walkers. Monster Badass is going to be trying to get some exit kills, unless he tries to go Balk. but he's not being quiet about it. So they definitely they definitely know, sorry, where he is, and he gets taken out. Nikon gonna try and go for the exchange here. He's gonna connect on a couple shots, but not really getting the kills that he needs. He's gonna miss that shot onto the guy on Sawmill, and now you see the rest of the Desperados just converging onto Nikon. But Nikon gets a nice kill on the frag robber. He's got 5 seconds. Pretty sure he can't kill 3 guys, as Lazop proves me right, and he takes him out with the help of Sneaky Senza. And look at that, 75 to 82, still in favor of Whiskey Walkers. But honestly, ever since that 4 to 5 straight rounds that they got, they've been playing a little lax, almost scared even, not wanting to contest the cubby. And I'm going to try and get on the guy with the dynamite here. He's going to be trying to make some plays, Iskander is, and I really do not like this, as I said from our last game. But proves me wrong, man. Gets a nice kill on the Monolith, who for some reason didn't see that one coming. And he may get another one. He's going to get at least some good damage, and he just gets more than good damage. He takes a frag robber. So Iskander going to town, making the dynamite work. I should point out that last game it was easy. I want to say easy against Sharpshooters. I could be wrong, but they went dynamite plays, and it just did not work. But Iskander makes it work for his team, and inspires the enemy team in Sneaky Senza to buy his own dynamite. So let's stick on the Sneaky Senza cam. I'm gonna see if he can get some good damage here onto the Vigis. And oh, he may connect, but he's not gonna get that good damage. But it doesn't matter because this team is just cleaning up with the pistols here. Deep Freeze does see one guy. He's not gonna connect on the shot. Last up does see the dynamite. He might get taken out here. And he gets kicked off the railing by Almost, and then gets finished with the sawed off there. And meanwhile, Almost Schnitzel is going to retreat while this team cleans up the rest of Sharpshooters. And Sneaky Senza is going to be the last guy with the coach gun. Gets a nice right click, pulls out his knife, gets the nice knife throw onto Iskander, but he fails to react to Almost Schnitzel, and almost clutching it there for his team, 1 and 3. But it's not good half yet, boys. You got one more. But yeah, this is going to be the last round of the half, and it looks like from that win, Whiskey Walkers are able to secure the half. And we're going to be going to the second half with Whiskey Walkers in the advantage. Almost Schnitzel, don't know what he's doing, so we're not going to stick on him. Meanwhile, Sneaky Senza going to be on big with the pump. He's going to see them and decide to back out. He's crouching, trying to get some chip damage. Meanwhile, Lazop takes out Iskander. Deep Freeze is going to be jumping around, trying to pick off somebody. He's going to miss his first 2 shots, going to miss his 3rd shot, not going to miss his 4th, I assume, and he doesn't as he takes out Nikon. But unfortunately, while he was distracted with Nikon, the rest of Whiskey Walkers are already going to cap. He's maybe going to get there in time, he is, so he's going to try and go for these frags, but Sir Long just takes him out with the Peacemaker. And 112 and 87 is going to be your first half score in favor of the Vigilantes Whiskey Walkers, so good half to them. Sharpshooters really putting on a decent performance. They were able to bring back some rounds and show Whiskey Walkers that they got to be afraid of them. So good on them. So we're going to be going into the second half. The teams are going to switch sides. So we should see Whiskey Walkers on the Despy side. Right, Despy side. So bam, all 5 teams are in. And yeah, looks like the Whiskey Walkers are going to be playing the pregame in the cubby, and it's going to see who's going to get those kills. Monsieur is going to get 1, Nikon's going to get 1. I think they need at least 2 kills in the pregame warm-up to get their sawed off, so Monolith is going to grab 1 along with Lazop, and a lot of kicks going around, Jackie Chan style, but nothing coming of it yet. Schnitzel, he's pretty low, he just needs 1 more kick, and they're both going to miss their kick. Meanwhile, Sneaky Senza is going to take out Monsieur. Anyways, he's going to die for sure. Just going to go through the team. So we did switch sides, guys. Doesn't look like any roster changes here for the second half. So on the Vigi side, we got Sharpshooters, Sneaky Senza, Lazop, Deep Freeze, Frag Robber, and Monolith. And on the Despy sides, we got the Whiskey Walkers, Almost Schnitzel, Nikon, Iskander, Sir Long, and Monsieur Badass. So I want to see how the Vigis play this, because we have a bow. We have a bow. Okay, this is it. I'm staying on him. Sneaky Senza's gotta prove me wrong, but he's being really cautious here. He's finally on the point. He's gonna see one. Takes him a while to get a shot up, but he ends up picking up something, and he sees one guy in the cubby. He reacts late, but luckily Frag Robber's there to clean him up. One guy's going to be on Sawmill. Legolas gets taken down. So does Lazop, but Deep Freeze comes in with the nice sawed-off kill. And that's going to secure the first round for the Vigilantes, although it's only a 6-10 lead, so nothing too big for them. So yeah, here we go, second round of the second half here. The Sharpshooters did win the first round, but honestly not too important. The first two rounds are pretty evenly matched, so Monster Badass going to be going with a single Volcanic. Gonna try and get his shots off, but instantly his buddy Iskander gets taken out. He's gonna actually chase this guy. He gets a nice headshot, and he connects on the second one. He's actually gonna get a second kill on the Monolith, and that's gonna be a 3v2 now in favor of Whiskey Walkers. One guy with the sawed-off gonna be Sneaky Senda, hitting Sir Long, and Monster's actually gonna chase him. But while he's chasing, he forgets about Lazop, who takes him out with the sawed-off, and it's gonna be a 2-on-1. And Almost Thistle is gonna get caught out, but he doesn't die. But it doesn't matter because Lazop picks up 2 sawed-offs. So 20-12 lead now in favor of the Viggies. They really need to be a little more aggressive, in my opinion. Sharpshooters, I mean, they're doing well, don't get me wrong, like they're winning, but I think they really want to just press the issue onto Duspies and get into cubby fast, because just like that, Sir Long takes out Monolith. Frag Robber gonna try and get another kill, but unfortunately Whiskey Walkers postured up pretty well in the cubby, and they were able to mount a decent defense there. Defree's gonna be walking in the cubby, sees one, finally takes a shot, but he's gonna be zoned out. Actually no, Sneaky Senza takes out Almost Schnitzel, so it's gonna be Nikon in a 1v2. They are on the cap, so they are getting points for capping right now. Nikon really needs to connect, but tries to shoot his foot, it's not gonna work, and Deep Freeze just walks right up to him, and I think they capped and killed him at the same time, so getting a 10-point advantage there, I'm pretty sure, from that round. So good job for Sharpshooters with a 30-18 lead there. Excuse me. So yeah, Sneaky Senza here going to be rolling out with a knife. Not sure what else he bought with it. Okay, he bought the Peacemaker. Got Deep Freeze, and a lot of the Viggies just playing really passively on the side of Hut. And Lazop's going to find somebody. He's going to fan right into Iskander's back. Iskander going really YOLO swag mode and just forgetting about the other team members that he needs to worry about for the Vigilantes. Meanwhile, Frag Robber is capping. He's completing objectives, but his enemy team is just wrapping up the rest of his teammates. But he trades. It's going to be a 1-on-2 in favor of Whiskey Walkers. Lazop gets the jump onto Sir Long, and he picks him off, but the, I don't want to say easiness, but the more reliability of the sawed-off, just able to get 2 clean shots onto him, and he cleans up the round for Whiskey Walkers. So finally pulling one back, and look at that, 32-28. It's almost like Sharpshooters didn't even have a lead there. So good for them. Gonna be taking a look at yeah, stick on Monster Badass here. The rolling with the sawed-off here. He's getting calls from his team, I guess, saying that some of them are Sawmill. Meanwhile, Almost takes out Monolith. Monster Badass is going to be going in, and not sure what he's doing, but he eventually needs to get into cubby, and he does find something. He's going to connect on his first 2. Almost Schnitzel cleans him up. Nikon going to be picking up a weapon, and it's going to be a 2-on-2 now. It's a very close match. Lazop is going to be putting in some chip damage, but meanwhile there's one guy on the point, and this Sneaky Senza, he's being very sneaky as they don't even know that he's capping, and he blows his first 2 sawed-off shots way too early, and just like that, Monster cleans up Lazop, and it's going to be a tied game, 38-38. Unfortunately, Sharpshooters, well, fortunately for them, they were able to cap 6 out of 10, so they did get a decent amount of points. So they didn't really lose the round that bad, so well done to them. Monster Badass looks like he's gonna try and do a sneaky strat. Monolith gonna be going right into cubby, it looks like, but he's playing a little passively. He's finally in. He's gonna have the Schofield. He connects on the first shot, but the pump shotgun just more superior, and Sir Long gets a nice dynamite, actually bouncing it off the ground, picking off Frag Robber as he walks in. Nikon with the nice shot on a Deep Freeze. Lazop looks like he's gonna be the last guy, and he's gonna go to battle against a pump and a Henry, it looks like, but he's not going to be able to take him out as Monster Badass does the job there for his team. So 48-40 in favor of Whiskey Walkers, and Easiness coming out from Lamer Hunter. That's funny. But a couple easy members in the chat, I assume. So nice to see the community watching the game here. Almost still going to be rolling with the scope here. There's going to be another guy on the Despy side going to be throwing dynamite. So let's see how Lazop and his team deals with it. They're going to be roaming around the side here. Going to try and pick them off. And he gets the jump. He's going to connect. Meanwhile, Monster Badass is going to try and get a shot. He does connect on one of their teammates. And Frag Robber, meanwhile, taking out almost. And 2-3 guys of Vigilantes already capping the point. So Desperados, they're on a 2v4 disadvantage here. They really need to get on, connect with the kills, and try and stop this cap from happening. But it doesn't look like it, as one guy is able to take out two, as Deep Freeze is just showing the power of the double volcanics on Forest. And he's just going to work. He's just constantly powing them, you know. Just the fire rate of the volcanics just way too much, especially when you consider the Henry getting nerfed. You know, if you want that consistent close range damage, you gotta go for the double volcanics. Long hard grip, gonna be going for the dynamite here. Yellow Swag plays. He has authority. He's gonna blow up, and he barely gets that off, almost killing himself in the process. But Iskander is gonna be holding a very defensive position. Meanwhile, the rest of Sharpshooters just getting decimated. Nobody is on the point, but Lazab actually gets a nice sawed-off kill, but he gets traded with Iskander. And the last guy is gonna be going up right in front of Nikon here. And he's actually going to take out Nikon as Deep Freeze, so it's going to be a 1-on-3. Deep Freeze has double volcanics, so let's see if he can make it work. He's not, as Almost and Iskander combined for the kill. And it's going to be a 59-50 lead for the Whiskey Walkers. Excuse me. So yeah, I really think Whiskey Walkers doing a decent job here with defending. Nikon just holding the spots, or holding the angles, not committing too much, but it looks like all the Vigilantes are going to be roaming all the way to Sawmill side. And man, just these dynamite plays are just absolutely wrecking Sharpshooters right now. But Sneaky Senza just blows up Long and tells him, you can't be doing that shit anymore, buddy. It's not going to fly. But Frag Robber here chasing with the volcanic instead of capping, but it doesn't really matter as two of his buddies are already on the cap, and they're going to cap the zone there. And Sharpshooters bringing back the deficit to only 5 points, and there is a lot of time left, still 6 minutes, 7 minutes, so a lot of time left for Sharpshooters to bring this back up and hopefully tie the match and force it into a third half. Looks like couple guys from Vigis rolling with knives here. Sorry, axes. So they're gonna get that speed boost that you get from the knives. And look at Sneaky Sender just rolling right in. These boys are gonna get some trades, but Long with a nice dynamite, but he kills himself in the process, unfortunately. So it's gonna be a 3-on-2. Iskander taking out Deep Freeze. Frag Robber trying to go YOLO swag mode against a pump. He can't connect on his axe throw. And 2 quick kills from Whiskey Walkers means they're gonna pick up that round, and it's a 75-61 advantage now. Slowly pulling away, but definitely still not out of the woods yet. Our Whiskey Walkers as Sharpshooters looking to claw back into the game here. Let's see what kind of buys they go for. Can't see anything obvious except for the double volcanics and Deep Freeze. So he's really liking the double volcanics here. Just high fire rate. Oh my goodness, man. Monsieur and Nikon just combined for the double Smith shot there on the Sneaky Senza. And Lazop is going to go for the... Okay, I think what happened was that his gun got blown up, and he got disarmed by Sir Long's dynamite as he was fanning, so he wasn't able to complete the fan. So good job by Sir Long. Excuse me. Yeah, Sir Long just finding the gaps in between the big roof and the staircase, just being able to connect with really nice dynamites, being able to disarm enemy teammates, opponents. And yeah, he's just going to town. I think he's got another one. I can't really be sure, but yeah, he does. He's going to light it up here as Iskander gets a first frag on a Frag Robber, ironically. Sure, Long's dynamite not going to connect as it gets blown up. Meanwhile, we got Nikon here, looking at the outskirts, trying to get some picks. He's not going to find anyone just yet, as it's going to be a 3-on-4. There's Vigilantes on either side of the cubby, and Nikon taking a while to realize that he's there, but he finally does take him out. So good job by Nikon there. So Whiskey Walker's furthering their lead, 95 to 72. 4.5 minutes left. Let's see what Sharpshooters can do to muster up a couple points here. Sneaky Senza going for the desperation play with the dynamite. So he knows that the Despies, they crash the Cubby side. But what the Vidges need to do, they just need to get in. Their problem is they're too afraid of the dynamite. Instead of wanting to pick them off, they're just letting themselves get hit by the dynamite, and they're not really executing any plays. They're just letting themselves get completely manhandled here as Almost Instant takes out the last guy in Monolith. So yeah, it looks like here Sharpshooters not really too confident in their ability to hold the Cubbies. They're playing a lot on the outskirts, not getting inside the building. And honestly, that's all you need to do in this map. So let's see. Yeah, look at that. Deep Freeze going on the outskirts, not even helping the rest of his team, who's already inside Cubby. But Lazab does get the first kill on the Iskander. Sirlong trying to get that damage. Chip damage is not going to really help out. But see, finally, they're capping. But this is going to do a lot of damage, and this takes out Sneaky Senza. Good job from Sirlong there. Deep Freeze going to take out somebody, and they're finally going to cap this as Sharpshooters get that round. But it's still a 20-point deficit. But you know what? 3 minutes left. Still a lot of time to come back. So I'm not too concerned for Sharpshooters. I'm more concerned to see if Whiskey Walkers can hold this lead and not get too complacent with the plays that Sirlong has been delivering for their team. And it looks like Frag Driver again going to be going outside. We got a Monolith Walker here, and he's going to get away with it. I lied, this scanner takes him out, but look at that. The 3-for-2 trades are coming in for Whiskey Walkers. It's going to be a 3-on-2. 3-on-1 now as Deep Freeze takes out Nikon. The last guy is going to be Monster Badass. He's on the outskirts. 1 sawed off, 2 shots, 1 death as Lazab takes him out. So nice job by Sharpshooters, and look at that. Just like I said, they're coming back. It's 111 to 92. 2 minutes left. Okay, 2 minutes left. So let's say they get about 8 to 10 points every round. Every round maybe being just under a minute. Honestly, they need to 4 or 5 and out them if they want to force a 3rd round. So let's see what they can do here. Sirlong again. Honestly, his dynamite plays have not been bad. I'm not dissing him on that, but I think a gun is way more important in sustaining team fights, but not when you have Nikon just going to town on 2 of the SH members. And as you see, SH getting picked off here at the back hut. I'm not too sure what they were doing there. They should have been in the house capping the point, but instead they're trying to be too fancy, gonna try and pick them off, and it's just not gonna work. So Lazab gonna be the last guy on 14 health. He just needs to get tickled, and Monster Badass tickles him to death there. So it's gonna be just over a minute left. It doesn't look like Sharpshooters are gonna be able to mount a comeback here, as they're just honestly they're just playing too timid. They're not willing to get into the house. They want to play on the outside, as one of their teammates you can see from this camera doing. And we got 2 guys going to Cubby, but they're going to be the only 2 guys. But Monolith does get a nice pick, so that's a good entry for them, as that dynamite takes out 2 players. Sirlong going to town with the dynamite. Finally, Sneaky Senza, getting a nice Wandig onto Almost Instant, along with taking out Sirlong. And just like that, the deficit 3-1 in favor of Sharpshooters, and they need to cap this for that money. And 30 seconds left. I still don't think this will be able, this will be enough for them. As look at that, Nikon is actually blocking the cap, so he was able to burn a couple seconds there from just standing outside of that area blocking the cap. And yeah, it's just impossible for Sharpshooters right now at this point to get 20 points. So congratulations to Whiskey Walkers, as they're going to pick up this match. So unfortunately, Sharpshooters, they just weren't aggressive enough. They were too displaced, like 3 members going to the right side. Finally, they're playing as a team, all of them hitting the right side, which they should have been doing from the start. But it's just, at this point, too little too late. And Sirlong is still alive, and he's going to be trying to toss a dynamite in there. And not going to connect. It's going to be a 3-on-2 though. Last guy's going to be Sirlong. He's going to try and YOLO dynamite. Not going to work. And SharpShooters are going to take the round so close, but they're just not able to edge out Whiskey Walkers. So just like that, Whiskey Walkers get a nice 2 and out. Very close though. Well played to SharpShooters. And yeah, hopefully next time, you know, they can just learn from this experience, as they are playing a 3rd place team from last season. So a very good team in Whiskey Walkers. And honestly, they almost did beat them, so good job to SharpShooters. Just unfortunately not really confident in their vigilante play, playing very timid and not together, essentially. So maybe they can work on that next time. But Whiskey Walkers just playing really good defense, especially when it came to Sir Long, when he just came with those unbelievable dynamites in the cubby, picking off 1 or 2 players every time. So well done to Sir Long there and the rest of the Whiskey Walkers team. So as as you guys may be able to tell, I'm kind of coughing a little bit sick, but finally this is done. My team will be playing tonight against the Wild Bunch, I think, so I'll put the VOD up later on my YouTube channel, which is Ye Fistful of Frags, if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. So on behalf of FOFCL, my name is Take Biddies. See you guys later.